tonight, and then maybe a little bit of historic as well. Let's go ahead and jump into our pool. Hey Mark. Alright, I promised to build actually the best deck we can this time. Hey Becca. Instead of a total nonsense. We will not be tempted by 5-color greed. And it looks like we may have a really good aggressive white deck here. Quite a few early white drops that are pretty powerful. So that's one thing that we'll definitely explore. Resplendent Angel looks cool as well. Kind of do a little build around for this if we have enough life gain to support it. Yeah, I think even at the baseline though, a 3/3 flyer for 3 is a pretty good rate. And the ability to enable itself to start creating angels if you have enough mana is pretty cool too. And we have the new Elspeth. Oh, we also have all the keywords Dino. Just watch it scroll. And a finale, so not bad. All the keywords bird, yep. All right, we've got Curious Obsession again, which I do think is quite good in an aggressive deck. If we end up in some sort of a blue-white aggro, along with Chart of Course. Good way to keep fueling ourselves. Yeah, it feels like we hit the folio every time. So cubing is when you basically are playing a set of cards that have been set up by either, in this case, wizards, or sometimes people make their own cubes. Often the cubes are just all the most powerful cards. So this cube is all of the most powerful cards on Arena. You open 6 packs of them, and you can build a deck with whatever cards you open. So it's similar to drafting, but this is cube sealed because you are not actually getting to pick a card from each pack. You just open the 6 packs, and you use whatever is in them. So, good question. Thanks for joining, Rorik. All right. We've also got Agent of Treachery. Definitely fun to steal our opponent's really busted stuff. Yeah, that was a good summary, Mark. Much more succinct than what I was saying. All right. And we do have some decent black cards as well. Dread Presence is good in a heavy black deck, but it's hard to be too heavy in one color when you're playing sealed, just because you don't often have enough cards to really support that. And, you don't have anything in red that really tempts me. We have some good red cards, some good red removal, but that would probably be our secondary color. It doesn't really lend itself to being our primary color, but we could certainly include a bunch of cheap red removal spells. All right, now on to, yeah, red is garbage. On to Becca's favorite color, the green cards. And, ooh, okay. So, Season of Growth and Cetacean Champion actually is a good combo even in Standard. So I could see really building around Cetacean Champion if we have enough enchantments and using Season of Growth. Plus, some pump spells. Cetacean Champion is a really powerful draw engine by itself, and these two work really well together. All right, and can't go too wrong with a 5/5 for 3 that lets you ramp. All right, and now into the gold cards. So the things that jump out at me, Hostage Taker is maybe one of the best gold cards in the cube. Staggering Insight, if we end up being like a Bant Enchantments with that Cetacean Champion, works incredibly well. Ethereal Absolution is good, but a little bit slow, and it doesn't have that big of an effect against some decks. But I really would love to find a way to include this Hostage Taker if possible, because not only does it remove their, biggest threat on the board, but then it allows you to play it. So it's just a really, really big swing. So we're going to find out about the fixing now. We at least have Dismal Backwater. And, doesn't look like a ton of dual lands in those colors. We did get a Croxa, which is kind of cool, and a lot of red-black fixing. Along with a Dreadhorde Butcher, a Judith. Judith and Croxa work really well together. So it might have to reconsider like a red-black deck, just because we have a ton of really good red-black-gold cards. Although I wouldn't consider Angrath to be really good. I actually think Angrath is a bit underwhelming. And we got Field of the Dead, which I've been playing quite a bit in Historic. Yeah, green, red, black. We could definitely look at that. Yeah, and we did get Chromatic Lantern, which helps a ton. So I'm just going to go ahead and auto-include that one, because I can't imagine that we don't play that. And all right, so now we've seen the whole pool. Let's see what we can do with green, black, red, because we have Garrick and Assassin's Trophy, both of which are incredible. Assassin's Trophy, the versatility, when you're playing with all the most powerful cards in Magic, the ability to destroy any of them for 2 mana at instant speed is really, really good. And we do have some support in these colors as well. So we can be kind of a more controlling Kroxa deck. Normally, Kroxa is best in the aggressive decks, but it's not terrible in a kind of controlling Grixis deck either. Doesn't go very well with the other aggressive cards, though. Maybe Garrick can be our top end, and we can be somewhat of a more aggressive deck. We can see what that looks like. And man, that Hostage Taker is so tempting, but it's very hard to find a way to include it, I think. Chromatic does allow us to splash. We have the Dismal Backwater, but we're really starting to stretch them. So we'll revisit that. We'll see if we can what we can build without doing that. So I do like the champion if we can support it, if we have enough enchantments. Right now we don't actually have any. And we're a little bit short on green cards, to be honest, other than Garrick and Assassin's Trophy. So maybe we end up playing a little bit more of a blue, black, red deck. All right, so if we play the Raise Boar, what are we going to cheat into play? We don't really have any other huge creatures to cheat into play, so I don't know how good that's going to be in our deck. We do have a lot of red removal. Oh, and actually, you know what? If we are kind of aggressive, this might just be a good finisher. So we can try that. Yeah, we have a lot of good removal in red. So I'm wondering if we go pretty much straight red-black, maybe even just splashing green for the Assassin's Trophy and the Garrick. And that would make our mana a lot better as well. The other thing that we could reconsider also is some sort of a Boros aggressive deck, because we do have a lot of good white aggressive cards. So maybe, I'm wondering if that's just a little bit better. We can build both decks and see what they look like, but I'm starting to lean more towards Boros aggro here. So we would lose Kroxa and Dreadhorde Butcher, Garrick and Assassin's Trophy, but we'd have a super streamlined aggressive deck. I don't know. Let's see how many black cards would fill this one out, and then we'll compare it to what we would have if we go Boros. So we do have some aggressive zombies here. And another very versatile removal spell. Oh, Eldest Reborn is actually insane as well. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of actual choice here. There's nothing that makes it super obvious like the last one, the blue-white deck that we had. I do think we really want to slant aggressive, though. As much as I don't normally like to do that in Sealed, it actually seems like we have the support for that. And we have some zombie synergies, too. Yeah, I think it might actually be something like this. And I don't know if Bond 2 actually does what we need it to do. I guess we could just not sacrifice anything to it if we don't need to sacrifice. Definitely want the Eldest Reborn. Yeah, I think actually, let's try to be really streamlined and just play red-black. Yeah, I agree that we had a couple good green cards, but definitely not worth messing up the consistency of our deck for. And it looks like we have a really solid red-black aggressive deck. And we actually can do without the Chromatic Lantern even if we're going to play only 2 colors. We want to play as many swamps as possible to make Dread Presence better, but even with 8 actual swamps, it's still definitely a pretty good card. And we can prioritize not playing out the swamps when we don't have to save them for Dread Presence. So now it's really, we have a couple more includes. It could be a Drill Bit, which actually is probably very good in Cube. Being able to attack quickly with our early creatures and then pick off their biggest card or their most impactful card. We could also give ourselves a little bit more resiliency. But Finale of Eternity, I don't know that we'll ever have the mana to really support that. So we could also just go for some more aggressive cards. What are your thoughts, Mark? You see anything that's jumping out to you? Go back to the gold cards just in case we missed anything. Yeah, I'm definitely considering Bond 2. I guess we could include a Field of the Dead. It is a zombie synergy, and it gives us a way to potentially compete in a long game. So I'm going to put that one in there. And then it might be a little greedy to include the Cryptic Caves as well. So our options are... We could do Angrith. He does make zombies, and we are trying to get things going with Crypt Breaker and things like that. And actually giving creatures Menace is relevant at the top end because we're going to have a lot of small attackers. And if we're not allowing them to just simply block with one creature, that could be a nice way to finish it off. What's face? Say that again, Mark. I'm not sure what you mean. I'll just go Drill Bit here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so again, normally not leaning aggressive in this type of a format, but it does seem like we really have the support, and I do expect to play a lot of very slow decks, so this could really punish them. And let's just see if everything we have is better than having something like a Tin Street Dodger in there as well. So if we include the Tin Street Dodger, we could potentially go down to 16 lands since our curve is pretty low. Yeah, I actually kind of think that makes sense. Although that makes Field of the Dead really bad, so maybe we just cut the field. The other thing would be to not play Angrith here. Can also not necessarily play Tibalt. We can bring Tibalton out of the sideboard. Yeah, I like that actually. I think Tibalt is more of a sideboard card here. Yeah, this looks good. All right. Let's jump on in. Although now that I'm saying Tibalt's a sideboard card, I think this is actually a best of one. But that still probably means that it's good enough to not include. As unless our opponent is specifically gaining life, it's not really that good. We've got this. I feel good about this deck. It's very streamlined. And yeah, we're going to keep this one for sure. And I do like having the Field of the Dead, although now I'm realizing because it has to have 7 different land names, we're going to cut that after this first game. We do not have these 7 different land names to activate that. The white text needs some padding. Oh, yeah, I agree. I can see that now. I'll fix that between games. Alright, so they've got a sparring construct. So they might be a pretty aggressive deck themselves. But yeah, we're going to swap this field out for a swamp probably after this game. This is good in the super greedy decks that we have tried to build in the past. Okay. So, since this is a 1/1 that can block this pretty easily, I'm inclined to kind of save that and take this opportunity to scry and set up our next turn. And yeah, I think I like having the Diregraph Ghoul there. That way we can at least use this to make something trade up with a much larger creature. Oh yeah, and they're just dead set on being really aggressive, so I'm glad we have a lot of cheap removal spells as well. Let's go ahead and get this into play and take an opportunity to get our tapped land down. And then next turn, if they play something that's large, we can fight with fire. Otherwise, we can start amassing our own creatures. Alright, so first attack. And yeah, we'll start building up a zombie army here. And they seem to be sort of out of gas over there. I'm wondering if they're flooding out a little bit. Yeah, and the fact that this deals 5 damage is pretty incredible. That really includes pretty much any creature I can imagine them playing. And then, worst case scenario, we can also potentially kick it if we get up to enough mana. Alright, so they're going to be able to get rid of Angrith here, but I think we're probably going to be able to pick off this Enchanted Guide Mother and 2-for-1 them. Yeah, exactly, Mark. I like the emoji, Rorik. There's a lot of anger and lit up greed in those eyes. Alright, here we go. Yeah, unless they have some sort of protection spell here, we should be able to 2-for-1 the Fairy Guide Mother with the All That Glitters. Alright, let's attack first. Yeah, and the downside is this is sorcery speed here, so we can't try to hold it up and get them at instant speed. Here's to them not having a protection spell. Alright. That's right, Mark. Alright. And yeah, it feels like we've pretty much turned the corner here. We're going to be able to pump one of our creatures, hit them for a bunch, and then get the Rimrock Knight down. Don't know that we even want to shock here. We can hold that up in case they have some sort of a pump spell to protect the Sparring Construct. Alright. So this is actually interesting. It looks like they're just throwing it away. I'm going to pump the other creature, and if they do try to pump the Sparring Construct, we can shock it. There we go. So we got him pretty good there. Yeah, Rimlock is a cool card, and I agree. It was definitely pretty undervalued when that set first came out. No one really understood how good it was actually going to be. Circle of Loyalty, not going to do a whole lot at this point, I don't believe. This is another one where it's got like a million pieces of text on it. So they can make a 2/2 off of it, potentially, but we have enough attackers that we should be able to get them. Alright, so they're going to survive at 1 here. Definitely not as much as Zatapa, that's right, Mark. Alright, and they're going to need to rip another card off the top as we are going to play out the Grim Initiate here. Oh, it pumps the Knight as well. Okay, so... So we need to maybe find some of our direct damage spells, like a Bone Crusher Giant would be fantastic. We want to block and save the 3 damage. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Alright, Bone Crusher Giant off the top, 1 time. Lightning Strike will do it too. Alright. So we are on the board here. And yeah, let me definitely fix the old Field of the Dead thinking. So let's go to our deck here. And let's see, we have a lot of red and black spells that are good to play on turn 1. We also have a double black spell for turn 2. And I see more double black than double red, so I think it makes sense to add a swamp, which is also quite good with the Crypt Break or the Dread Presence. So let's go ahead and find our swamp. And other than that, I feel like this is pretty well set up. We did it! So I think we're going to keep everything else as is and hopefully win another game right here. Yeah, we're going for the legitimate 5 victories. We did it, not the last stream, but the time before. And I've got to redeem ourselves from the super greedy deck I attempted to build last stream. Oh, and this is very cool. We're going to be able to Kroxa on turn 2, into Judith, and then into Spawn of Mayhem. What's up, Kevin? Is that a D20? You guys are bringing all the best emojis. Kevin, do you play Magic as well? Yeah, the emote game is sick. I feel like we can't lose with this many awesome emotes in the chat. And yeah, I guess I'll keep this Dread Presence here. Seems very good. Alright, and let's make that mulligan a little bit more painful. So I'm hoping they don't have Heliod, as that is a pretty crazy combination. But short of them having Heliod here, I think we're in pretty decent shape. Okay, so you used to play, for sure. I think I actually took a break around that time too, Kevin. Let's go ahead and get Judith down, I think. Yeah, Innistrad is one of my favorite sets of all time. That was just such a really flavorful set. And I don't know if you drafted, but the spider spawning deck that you could get in that draft format was just pretty much the coolest thing ever. Alright, so we have 2 options here. I shouldn't rush. I think I'm supposed to attack with Judith and then hopefully play a cheap Spawn of Mayhem. Let's see if that actually gets through. Okay, yeah, but still a super cool, flavorful set. And yeah, there were just so many cool, like, memorable cards. You switched to Hearthstone. Gotcha. Yeah, that was getting very popular around that time. Yeah, I remember the invisible stalker decks that were really popular in Standard then, with the Pike, whatever that was called. All right, let's get in with the Spawn of Mayhem here. And play out our Dread Presence. That's right, Mark. You tell him. Well, Kevin, you got to take up Magic again, though. It is definitely better than Hearthstone, I have to say. Okay, so we can... Twice X damage. Okay, so we can get rid of the Lyra here, which we definitely need to do. And then get in with the Spawn of Mayhem. Yeah, Lyra doesn't hurt. We've got this under control. And then I don't really want to trade off the Dread Presence, so we'll just keep beating down with the Spawn. We've got a little bit of direct damage in our back pocket as well. Alright, this is a super interesting attack here. I see no reason to actually block, though. So we'll just pass the turn. Yeah, they're just going to be dead now. Alright, and a quick 2-0 in this Arena Cube here. I'm liking what we have so far. Well, Kevin, if you do decide to jump back into it, we've got some community codes to send you for free cards, so let us know. Alright, let's update the old record. And dive right back in. Do you still play Hearthstone, Kevin? Nice, yeah, I dabbled for a while with Hearthstone. It's also fun, for sure. And I heard they have like a very cool auto battler that came out recently that a lot of people were raving about. Alright, this one is definitely good enough to keep. Oh, you do? Mark, send Kevin a couple codes. Let's get him hooked. Yeah, the Battlegrounds. That's right, Mark. Thanks. Yeah, we'll get you back into Magic. And actually, I feel like Arena has done so much to repopularize Magic, because the digital side of it could not compete with things like Hearthstone or the much more modern and well-made digital card games. But Arena has really done a nice job of bringing a lot of people back to digital Magic. I love these emotes. They're awesome. Yeah, they fixed a ton of the issues. The Arena client seems so much more stable now. It's really quite smooth. The gameplay is much faster than on Magic Online, at least for people that aren't super familiar with Magic Online. You get to speed it up once you get good at all the hotkeys, but yeah, it's just a really slick way to play digital Magic. Alright, so we do need to find another threat. I don't think I want to be making any tokens with the Perforos's intervention anytime soon. Alright, so Tolsimir could be a problem if they find some white mana, and I guess they can sacrifice this just to play Tolsimir. Alright, so we're playing kind of a go big ramp deck that is going to be difficult. Alright, Dreadhorde Butcher is a nice one. At least we can start pressuring them a little bit more. Alright, let's see if they are going to land Tolsimir this time. The only good news is that if they pick off the Dreadhorde Butcher, we can actually kill Tolsimir on that turn. Oh, and it looks like they whiffed on an untapped land, which is really nice. So now I think they're in trouble. They're going to be one turn too slow, most likely. Ooh, okay. Let's go ahead and get... I guess actually we want just 2 more mountains here. We want to save all the swamps for if we find Dread Presence. That definitely hurt, though. Thanks, AltFX. Actually, tonight I'm hoping is going to be the night. We are at like 2.95 average viewers, and the viewership has been steadily on the rise, so I appreciate that, bud. How's your day going? Hwattle has arrived.
You should surrender now.
Come, sing the song of fame.
Alright, so we can make a bunch of 1/1s here, get rid of Hwattle, and also do some damage. It might be our best chance at this point. Oh, oh, this is not quite what I thought. I thought I was getting 7 1/1s. So we'll just go for the face here and try to do as much damage as possible. Yeah, I'm going back to work in a way as well tomorrow, AltFX. We're starting digital distance learning with our students. And I'm excited for that, I think. It's definitely going to be a shift from the last few weeks. So are you actually physically going into work tomorrow?
Go and feast on their flesh.
Oh, the Raise Boar has arrived. We can do this and get rid of the Feyburrow Elder. Go ahead and make that play. Oh, I gotcha. Alright, and Tolsimir might be enough to stabilize for them. Ooh, a Rekindling Phoenix, okay.
Their strength is your strength.
Oh man, they've got all the good stuff. Alright, so we can Eldest Reborn, but the fact that they're cranking out dinosaurs is not good. What's up, Eder? Welcome. Good to see you. We're just playing some Arena Cube over here. How'd it go the other night with the Esper Dance deck? Alright, so we're gonna at least get rid of this Phoenix, but it's not looking good for us. Is everybody excited for Ikoria to come out? I'm definitely looking forward to that. Been brewing up some decks recently. Not at all, Eder. 7-7 is not bad at all. Especially now that the other decks have gotten pretty tuned. I think especially Bant is a pretty difficult matchup. Alright. We gotta throw in the towel here. Take our first L. Yeah, I really cannot wait and I'm super pumped that if you haven't been on the stream, we're playing the early access event on the 15th pretty much all day. And I am going to play a ton of new brewed up decks. Yeah, Eder, I think that if you want to just play the best deck, it is banned. Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be so cool. Yeah, and like I said, it's not even just constructed. So there'll be some awesome limited stuff going on too, and it should be a blast. All right, our deck is still really good. We're going to run it back the same way. Sitting at 2-1 right now. Glad to hear it, AltFX. Is your work going back to normal hours tomorrow? Or has it been normal hours this whole time? Oh yeah, I saw that. That's the new tech, Eder, the Stonecoil Serpent. That is really cool. That card is one that has definitely surpassed most people's expectations. Just does a lot of interesting stuff. Okay, gotcha. 3 days a week. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the Magic Fest finals for the first round, and definitely noticed that Stonecoil Serpent is everywhere. Yeah, for sure. We're not going to hit them for 3 here. We'll save this. Yeah, it can block Dream Trawler. It's hard to get rid of. Things like Teferi can't hit it. Yeah, it's really good. All right, so we're gonna get a Spawn of Mayhem down here. Oh, I was like, why can't I play it? We're still in the attacks. Yeah, I agree, Eder. It really is. Plus it scales. That's one of the other really cool things, is that it's good on turn 1 and it's also good, on turn 7. So yeah, I've been very impressed with that piece of tech. And yeah, I think RB Sacrifice is just a really good deck in general. You've seen me struggle to beat it with the Esper deck a couple times on stream. Alright, so do we just kill Rice the Redeemed here? I guess we can attack first. See what happens. Alright, so we're going to be able to skewer this. We can also then Rimrock plus Graveyard Marshal. And this should be a pretty efficient use of our mana this turn. Alright, it's going to be, I think, fairly hard for them to catch up with what they have. Yeah, Esperdance will definitely encounter some big monsters, but I will also be on the big monster side for quite a while, I think, at the beginning of the set, because I'm excited to mutate quite a few things. Yeah, it has the tools to live on for sure. It really can deal with pretty much anything. So I'll just adapt this to the metagame, keep playing it a little bit, but I'm definitely excited to try some new decks as well. Alright, so do we have lethal here? If we kill this, we're going to be 1 shy, and then this finishes them off next turn. So let's murder this and save the Lightning Strike, just in case they get rid of the Spawn of Mayhem and somehow can clear the board. Yeah, I think actually this set is going to spawn a bunch of new decks, just because they definitely pushed some of the mutate cards, so thank you. That'll be a really cool mechanic, and they also gave cards that support some archetypes that haven't really existed. So we are going to be able to, for example, build that Feather deck again that I've been working on, and play some decks that have fallen out of favor. There's definitely some cool kind of like red-blue tempo Spells Matter decks that I'm excited to try out. That's actually one of my favorite archetypes. So got a lot of cool stuff to toy with. All right, and we are working our way up to that 5-win mark. We got this. Oh, there will be plenty of jank as we trim it down to the actually good decks. So the Feather deck is really interesting. It's built around Feather the Redeemed or Feather the Redeemer. And basically what it does is whenever you cast a spell that targets one of your creatures, instead of it going to the graveyard, it goes to exile and you put it back in your hand at the end of the turn. So you play like a bunch of really cheap 1-mana instants, and you get to rebuy them each turn, and they not only are good like pump spells to push through damage, but you also have protection spells, so it's hard for them to remove your creatures. It's a really interesting deck, and difficult to play, but like super fascinating, and a lot of fun to figure out the best lines. Alright, we're going to keep this. I like the Dreadhorde Butcher into probably Drill Bit. Yeah, Jun's deck is really good too. I'm a little surprised that that fell out of favor because I think Trail of Crumbs is so strong. Did you make any changes, Eder, to like the list that was popular probably a couple weeks ago? Alright, so we got another Reese the Redeemed and a creature with Afterlife, which is kind of annoying for us being the aggressive deck here. Oh, okay, it's coming back a little bit. So this is not ideal. I guess the best thing here is we should just check out their hand. And then we can revisit our options next turn. Oh yeah, happy Easter for everybody that celebrates Easter in the chat. Alright, they've got their own Drill Bit, an Eternal Taskmaster, an Oketra, which they're not casting anytime soon, and a removal spell. We can kill the Taskmaster. Let's get rid of the Drill Bit. And we'll worry about Oketra when they get closer. I guess I can attack in here. If they trade, we get to kill Rice the Redeemed. The no Corvold list. Okay, yeah, I guess because Gust is so popular right now and getting your 5-mana spell Gusted is not ideal. Alright. So we've got to actually take out the Taskmaster here so they don't get to buy things back. Oh, we definitely eat chocolate, jelly beans, and eggs. Oh, large chocolate eggs. We have normal sized chocolate eggs for the most part, so Brazil definitely does it better. Alright. Graveyards. We can start making zombies here. We're just going to be in a lot of trouble when they find their next mana, so let's try to find a way to deal with the God Eternal Oketra. Yeah, that sounds delicious. I'm going to be trying out all of the giant mutate guys for sure. What is the Mardu guy's power? What does it do? Is it one of the ones that gets you creatures out of the yard? Alright, and yeah, now we are in a lot of trouble. So tonight we are definitely going to be hitting affiliate. I was sitting at 2.9. This was well timed. 2.9 average viewers, and we are doing quite well tonight. We're going to get above that 3 mark, and I probably have to just verify it through an email as my guess. So I will be checking my email. I have the Stream Decker bot in chat, and I tried to add Cardboard Live as well. I'm not sure if that bot is currently in the chat. And I'm still going to hold on to this skewer. But yeah, I'm super pumped to get that affiliate. It's been a cool journey these past couple months, and I really appreciate everybody for your support. Alright, so I guess I've got to work on the card info bots. Alright, let's go ahead and get Angrith down here. Yeah. Damn. Alright, I will I'll work on getting that for next stream for sure. Alt FX. I can also just see if I can pull that up quickly. Yeah, the bot is sleeping on the job. Alright, I'm pulling it up now on the old web browser. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that seems incredibly powerful. The bot is all of us. For sure. Alright, so what are we going to sacrifice here? I guess we'll get rid of the Tin Street Dodger. Then we'll start making some zombies here. Ooh, Croxa is a good one. Yeah, I think that might be a little bit too strong. The fact that you can get rid of a creature or a planeswalker with it, and it's really aggressively costed, it reminds me a lot of Siege Rhino, but much more like versatile and useful. I don't know if anybody played during the old Siege Rhino times. Alright, so this is an interesting decision for them. They have to decide if they want to kill something or exile things that I could use the Graveyard Marshal on. I think they're probably going to kill something to buffer their life total, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, so Siege Rhino was this really powerful Abzan card from probably about 8 or 10 years ago now that was just being played in almost every deck. Alright, let's get rid of the Tin Street Dodger here. I have not seen the Rystic Studios Siege Rhino. Yeah, Rorik, it does look like something out of Dark Souls, I agree. Alright, let's beat down. And I think we still want to hold on to this Skewer. I don't see any reason to play it right now. Alright, so we've got the Oketra back. So if I sacrifice the Foulmire Knight, we can make a zombie with it. Let's do that. Okay. So we can also start drawing cards. Alright. If we attack with everybody, they get to kill one of our zombies here. We get in for 2. And then we have Skewer. Yeah, I think we just go for the attacks here. And we'll make a zombie before this dies. And then play Crypt Breaker Skewer. So we are doing our best to navigate a way to get those last couple points of damage in. Let's... do we want to save this as a surprise, actually? I don't know that we do. Let's just get it in the yard, and we can start drawing cards off Crypt Breaker next turn if we need to. We have a lot of direct damage. We got Bone Crusher still in the deck. Yeah, I think we've got him here. No, they can bounce one thing, but they're at 1 life, so they're done. Yeah, Croxa wasn't coming back, but we don't need Croxa. Figured it out. Oh yeah, oof to them. That's right. All right, we're on a roll. One win away here. I usually assume the oof is to me because it normally is, but yeah, that time you were just sympathizing with the opponent. I get you. All right, let's fire this up and try to get that final win here. Alt FX, any other cards you're really excited about or want to try to build around? But yeah, I'll start brewing a deck tonight with that Apex Predator snap decks. Yeah, I think we'll do one more cube after this. Not only has it been really fun, but also it'll ensure that we definitely get that affiliate tonight. Yeah, we are flying through this one, probably because our deck is pretty aggressive. It's not the dirtily control cube deck that I normally build. Yeah, we'll keep. Yeah, and cube is great. Any sort of cube is awesome. I can't wait for cube draft, like I was saying, with the actual 8-player draft. But cube sealed is still quite fun. All right, and we'll just get this down, start getting some damage in. Oh, this deck? Yeah. This deck is pretty great. This was actually the most interesting cube pool that we had, I think, because there were a lot of very real decisions to make. Let's go ahead and get Judith out there. An Eldest Reborn will be nice. We'll be able to hopefully pick off whatever they put up to defend themselves. And here, this is kind of interesting. There's a case to be made for just playing the Bone Crusher Giant, but I think I'm going to scry here and keep up the Stomp. We'll keep that on top too. It doesn't look like they have any way to slow us down. It's possible that knowing we have fight with fire on top, we should have just played out the Bone Crusher. But I don't think it really matters at this point. Alright, so I do have to worry about some sort of a Wrath. I'm wondering if it's correct to not play something out here. Although, even if they Wrath, because of Judith, we're going to put them pretty low. So I think it's right to force them to have it. Alright, and yeah, Lyra's not going to do it. We have multiple answers to that one. But let's just fight with fire it. And yeah, we kind of tore through this cube. That was like a cube speed run. From opening our pool to hitting 5 wins took about 45 minutes. All right. Claim that prize.